Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Oge from Abuja, Nigeria. In today's video, we're going to be making some unripe plantain porridge. I like to eat a lot of unripe plantain because it's a healthier option. But let me not judge you guys if you are not comfortable or very comfortable with eating something that tastes a bit bland. By the way, if you prepare it very well, it tastes really nice. But you can make use of instead of unripe plantain per se, you can make use of the semi-ripe, those that are beginning to ripen, and that way you get the perfect taste. Or you combine it, the unripe one plus the semi-ripe ones, but not the completely ripe ones. You don't want to go that way. I made a recipe before on ripe plantain porridge. I used the semi-ripe one, not the completely ripe one. I'll be linking that to this video. So guys, how many of you like unripe plantain? Let me know in the comment section. By the way, if you're new on my channel, you're welcome to my channel. I share videos of healthy living, modest lifestyle, savings, budgeting, recipes, and a lot more lifestyle, right? Be sure to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. Of course, share this video with your friends and then give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is wash your plantain, unripe plantain. By the way, guys, if you look, you will see that about 90% of my plantain is completely unripe. I have about one that is beginning to ripe, and trust me, that ripening is not even any way inside of the plantain. If you're not very used to eating unripe plantain, you want to have a mixture of both ripe or semi-ripe and unripe, so that to make it even a bit tasty in your mouth. I've washed my unripe plantains and I've peeled them, and I'm just cutting it. Mind you guys, the size of the plantain really determines how well it tastes. What that means is that if you cut your plantains, make them bigger, especially since they are unripe, the taste may not penetrate as much as they would penetrate if you slice them smaller. So the smaller the better when you're dealing with unripe plantain, guys. But if you're using semi-ripe plantain, well, it's still the same method. It still applies, but not necessarily. So I like to cut mine in smaller shapes so that I'm sure that the sauce the sauce goes a long way in penetrating into the plantain. Unripe plantain mostly tastes bland, but if you spice it well and you cook it really well, you're going to fall in love with it. This meal is especially good for people who are watching weight. If you're being health conscious, this contains a lot of iron, less carbs, unlike when the plantain is ripe. If you can switch this as an alternative for yams, you can and then potatoes. Yes, you can even dry this and blend to make your plantain flour. Or there are so many things you can do with this, but I'll be carrying you guys along in the course of all of this. But here is what my sliced unripe plantain looks like. Next, we're going to be making this sumptuous meal, so make sure you watch till the end to see how this entire meal goes. Here are the list of the ingredients. I have my vegetable oil, salt, seasoning cubes. My meat stock is still frozen, by the way. I also have my meat that is also still frozen, onions, my unripe plantain, sliced ones, and then I have my fresh pepper with ground crayfish mixed together. I forgot to add tomato puree in the picture, but you'll be seeing it in the course of this video, guys. So I have my vegetable oil in my pot, and I've allowed it to heat, and next goes in my onions that I have already sliced. And I'm going to be letting this cook for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just to make sure that the onions get transparent before we proceed. You can also use palm oil in making this recipe. Really optional, just according to your choice and how you want it, because oil adds a lot of palm oil adds a totally different flavor, so you want to go for whatever flavor you wish. I started to use vegetable oil to make my porridge by accident. By the way, I've just added my tomato puree. You can add as little as much as you want. It's really up to you guys. I prefer to add tomato puree than fresh tomatoes, even if fresh tomatoes usually come with its own nice flavor. But really, it's up to you. Just switch things up, and then feel free to explore and try new recipes, but don't make sure you don't go overboard. Yeah, we all learn every day. You learn, you unlearn, and you relearn, right? I learned to use vegetable oil to make porridges by accident because I bought some palm oil that was tasting very nasty, and I got frustrated with it, and I didn't want to even have it in my meal anymore. I needed to make porridge and I didn't have a choice. I decided to use vegetable and I loved it. So now it goes in my pounded fresh pepper with crayfish mixed together. That's the combo. So when I used the vegetable oil for my porridge, I loved the taste, and since then I just use it. I could even use it to make my beans, as long as I have my tomatoes to give me the color that I need. Yes guys, that's how we roll. We switch things around, just explore new things, try out different recipes in your kitchen. Just make sure you don't go overboard, guys. Yes, remember that you have to add spices a little at a time. Personally, when making porridges, I don't like to use curry and thyme even in my beans porridge, but it really is up to you. You know what flavor you're going for. I just prefer it to be that plain. And then I'm going to be frying this sauce until it's completely cooked before I proceed with my other ingredient. I've already fried it and it's cooked. I've added my seasoning cubes and then salt. Now I've added some water, which I'll be using to cook the plantain. Because it's a lot of plantain, I need to add as much water to be able to enough water to cover the entire plantain so that they can cook very well. And this is my meat stock that I forgot to bring out earlier, so I'm just cutting it and putting it. Of course, everything is going to melt in the meat, in the meal that I'm making. Usually I used to bring out everything before it's time for me to make my meals, but sometimes we tend to forget. We're not perfect. I still have some meat in the meat stock, by the way, guys, but that's okay. It's going to all blend in the mixture of the combo of the meal that I'm making, guys. So I'm covering it up now to come to a boil before I add my unripe plantains. So now my water is boiling, and next I'm going to be pouring in my unripe plantain, guys. Yes, that's how we roll. If you watch this video to this point, I believe you're enjoying this video, and I also believe you're learning a thing or two from this video, guys. Please let me know if you're enjoying this video by giving me a thumbs up. Yes, I've added extra water to cover up the entire meal so that it cooks properly. Also, subscribe to my channel, guys, if you've not yet subscribed, and join this amazing family, guys. And then feel free to share this video with your friends and loved ones, so that they can come on board and learn new exciting recipes and much more. How to save, how to live a frugal life, how to budget, how to cook. We have so many exciting things on this channel for you guys. So I'm stirring very well at this point to make sure that every ingredient gets to every part of the pot. I'm testing for salt and of course pepper, and I'm actually adding extra salt. Just add salt to your taste. Remember, a little at a time. It's always better to have little than excess, because it's easier to address it when it's a little. Now I'm going to be covering my pot, and I'm going to be letting this cook before we round up the entire process. Now I have my ugu, frozen ugu. Yes, I freeze a lot of vegetables, and now I put it the night before. It's not completely frozen yet. The back is frozen, the front is not frozen, but we're going to be rolling with it that way. Yes, I freeze my vegetables a lot. It helps me make my life easier, because I normally plant vegetables, and even when I have a lot of ugu, when I harvest in my garden, I always freeze, because if it's so much like that, I need to utilize it. I need to freeze it before, so that they don't get spoiled when I harvest. When I have extras, I freeze. Okay, remind you guys, the leaf you put in your meals determines the flavor, right? Ugu is just about, okay, if you want some extra flavor, you can use uziza leaves, or you can even use scent leaves. Yes, I use uziza leaf in my egusi, I use it in my ogbono. You can use it in any meal, just about any meal. Even in this meal, right, you can use it in your meal. Guys, this is how your malicious this meal looks right now. How don't you like what you're seeing, guys? I hope you like this video. I hope you like this video, guys. We're going to be doing more of this, so be sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and then share with your friends. Be sure to click the bell icon once you've subscribed, so you can get updates anytime I share a new post. I'll be seeing you guys in another video. Stay safe, be good. Until then, bye.